Yep.
At this rate, it looks like it.
We have a four-way tie for leader in the penalty point standing. I'm much. We have it's a tie between Pillars, Venti, Dale, Jarrett fan, and myself. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna try to go for the penalty points championship today, but.
Oh, it's a wet race. Let's go.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a wet race.
Oh dang, that sucks. Well, still gonna run my dry setup. I don't have a wet setup for most tracks.
Alrighty, here we go. Your food's over there.
Oof. Wow, I am very slow. I was a whole 2
You're
seconds
watching
off.
qualifying going on right now. Jonathan Cox with the top of the charts, but hello YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. Welcome to the live coverage of the Extreme World Racing and Formula 1 Season 5 finale. I'm Emerson Arden, and we're here tonight at virtual Autodromo Jose Carlos Passa for the Brazilian Grand Prix. The Drivers' Championship already decided. Congratulations, Hector, on sailing that deal last week at the start of the Singapore Grand Prix. 12 wins on the season, over 50% for wins on the season. Truly remarkable. However, we still have a Constructors' title up for grabs. Pretty much Ferrari just has to finish today. Both of their drivers just have to finish to seal the deal, but they come in with today's race with a 40-point advantage over Mercedes. Mercedes can take the title if they finish first and second. They take fastest lap, and both Ferrari drivers fail to finish tonight's race. That's the only way that this is going to happen. Potential, but nothing's for sure. Today is potentially the final points-paying race for the Extreme World Racing League on a console, at least for the foreseeable future. A huge shout-out to each and every driver here to join us as we go racing tonight for the final time on PlayStation, and a transition to the iRacing Motorsport Simulator services on the docket in the coming weeks. So stay tuned for that. However, we still have a race to cover tonight, the Brazilian Grand Prix getting underway here. We are moments away from the formation lap, and we're running a 25%er.
This man's doing the whole announcement for the beginning of the race, and you're like, yeah, I need to talk to you.
Here we go. 18 laps on the docket. It is wet conditions. The intermediate tires are out on these cars. And let's go through our starting lineup.
Oh!
Row number one.
I almost
Jonathan
murdered
Cox,
Neil.
And he'll be starting alongside TK in the Ferrari. Row number two, we're going to have the Mercedes of Neil, and alongside of him, the Ferrari of Hector. Row number three, the Racing Point of Francis, the AlphaTauri of many things.
What
Row
the
number
fuck
four,
are you doing?
The Renault of Jacob, the Red Bull of Jeremy.
Bro, he races.
So as the drivers continue to work their way around on their formation lap, we work now to the second part of the course here. Nice little uphill, downhill section. This is turns That would be turns 9 and 10. Here we work our way down.
I was
Up
trying to
the
go
hill.
past.
This is the famous corner everybody can remember. Is that
Sure.
Glock? You already know up the hill we go. On the way back to the grid, TK loves these wet conditions. He's going to be pinned up against Jonathan Cox today to see if he can outdo him for his potential first victory in this Formula 1 series.
Cause
Alright.
baby, you're fine.
So as the 8 drivers been up
Good luck, everyone.
tonight for the 112th and final EWRL F1 event here on PlayStation. It is time to bring the action. And it's lights out. And away we go. Jonathan Cox with this start, trying to get around TK. Oh, there's a car to one. It's Neil into the barrier already on the front straightaway. TK gets clear of Jonathan Cox to the race lead through turn 2. TK trying to drive away with it. Running all over each other in the back. Jacob trying to stay up in 5th. Jeremy's going by. Here comes Francis and Neil hanging back in 8th after his contact with the barrier. Now the top 4 pulled away. Many things trying to follow. Now our 2-time F1 champion Hector up into the podium. TK was all over the road as we came through turn number 4 there at the end of the straightaway, up the hill to turns 5, 6, 7, and 8. Jeremy goes round. We stay green. Again, 18 laps. It's a much quicker race, but that means tire wear is going to be happening a little bit quicker. Jeremy in the grass again. I did not know we hired a lawnmower today. And a 5-second penalty already for cutting corners. That's perfect. As we wrap up the lap number 1, TK keeping Jonathan at bay, and Hector now trying to find his way around the Mercedes. Whoa! The car brakes as he comes through turn 3, trying to hold on to that Ferrari. The Spinala Mobile, exactly. Master plan. Jacob's going around.
Jonathan's going
Nearly
wide.
makes contact there between turns 5 and 6. Whoa! That was a near terrible rejoin. I mean, that was a terrible rejoin, but that could have been costly. Yeah. Penalty point for Jacob. That was just... That was something. A Renault lawnmower.
Last time I checked, Mercedes made the lawnmowers, but John Deere's are green.
John Deere's are green. Fastest lap once again for TK at 1:17.489. Many things trying to keep touch with Hector. He's all over the road. Doing many things and into the barrier.
Oh.
What is he doing?
Are you alright?
Whoa, and Francis runs right into him. Big action
No!
on the straightaway.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my goodness.
I lost. No, we're not. Well, I mean,
We're not restarting. That's not how this works. That,
oh,
Jacob is
Dale.
wrecking all by himself in last.
I don't know why the tire
My goodness,
just
that
fell
was
off
a
the car.
big hit for Francis. He ran right into the gearbox of the AlphaTauri. And I cannot tell what's happening. I don't know if it's a VSC or a safety car.
Yeah, Neil
Virtual
stopped to
safety
adhere
car.
to the Delta. Yeah. I'm so sorry for ruining it for you.
Yeah, many things. Look at what you did.
Maybe I can get penalty points for it. Oh, he's gone. Yeah, give me 1 point or 2. I can take the championship in that. But
So the top three continue to run away with it. We're now working lap 4 of 18. TK holds station. We have gone back to green flag racing. Jonathan, is there anything he can do? And he's all over the curbing on the exit at turn number 3. Hector trying to keep what Jonathan here. He's over a second behind. And to what could have been, I don't know, many things was pushing so hard to keep with the top 3. And he just lost traction through turn 3. Slammed into the left side barrier, spun across the track and kept rolling. Really, the car was just not having any of it, and Francis ran straight into the back of the AlphaTauri. That is why we have 2 DNFs here early into the Brazilian Grand Prix. We work through the mid-sectors now of lap number 4. Up into turn number 12. The top 3 now all within 1.3 seconds of one another. And the DRS is not a thing in wet conditions. But they're still very close enough for the slipstream. Hector with the fastest lap of a 1:17.218. All over the gearbox of the Mercedes now, Hector. Jonathan Cox is going to go overcorrecting off the racetrack and back to the 3rd position. It is a Ferrari 1-2. By the way, with the DNFs of Francis and many things, it's almost certain, but again, they have to finish now. I shouldn't say anything until we see both Ferraris finish. I was going to call it. It is not official. It is not official with the constructors. And
no, dang it. You could have had
Jeremy is just reset to the track. That's a penalty point. Well, it is. I made a rule on resetting to the track, but I mean, it is what it is, man. What do you? Even if they give you 3 penalty points, it's not gonna do anything. I don't know. I'm not keeping track anymore.
First test 3 points. Uh-oh.
Oh, so if Francis DNFing, oh, Jeremy is retired.
Where did he crash out? How did you do? Where did he? Where?
Oh my goodness, he's right in front of the leaders. Oh my goodness.
Oh my, wow.
I'm guessing this is a VSC as well.
Yes, sir.
So
Same
2
corner.
VSCs here in an 18-lap race of 8 drivers.
I've got a second on my belt, so Jim Cox is gonna catch up.
You need to make 19%.
Hey,
90%.
you did a venti. you threw away points in a guarantee. Well, so did I, but
How do you feel, man? The guy that's done 6 Grand Prix in 70 has more points than you this season. Yeah, you're welcome. No, me! Dimwit. I had no practice for Singapore, by the way. I got the setup from everybody else. And 0 practice. For what?
oh. So you're complaining.
Hector in the Ferrari breathing down on his interim teammate. I guess since Hector's just doing this for one race, and it is the last race. But trying to chase down TK. And again, if these two get to fighting, and they both DNF, Mercedes could take away the Constructors' title. All they would have to do is finish and take fastest lap. Well, actually, they would not need fastest lap if both Ferraris wrecked out. I don't know if it was the wheel. $90 wheel. Oh, Hector trying to hold on to that Ferrari, slipping and sliding his way all the way through turn 11 and 12 now. Up the hill, trying to get the traction underneath him. .6 of a second separate the top two. And again, TK trying to get his first EWRL F1 win, a 3-second time penalty for Jacob. All you gotta do is finish, Jacob, and you're gonna get more points than Jeremy. Well, you do have to make 90%, so you can't get lapped like 4 times. You have to make 16 laps. So you cannot go 3 down. Jacob already 1 down, trying to hold on to that. We work lap 9 of 18, and will these drivers be able to take these intermediates all the way to the end? You know, I would traditionally say yes, but the way I've seen all these drivers lose traction, I don't know if they're going to be able to take the intermediates that long. Well, we'll see what happens, of course. I don't see any reason. Oh my goodness, Hector, a big slide off of turn number 4. He is whipping that Ferrari. That is the wrong motorsport. This is not Formula Drift, sir. Hector trying to get his 13th win on the season and trying to take away TK's potential one and only. I want to say Hector has also made only, this is his 16th start on the season. He has not, here comes Hector into the pit lane. He split this race in half. He's trying to undercut TK into the pit lane, and a speeding penalty for Hector.
RIP.
He was pushing into the pit lane.
Ferrari master plan.
Weather report. Sunny with a chance of rain.
So now, the challenger to TK is Jonathan Cox. Jonathan trying to get his 4th win on the season. You know what, TK is just out of reach, but if he had maybe ran one of the last 3 races he had missed, with both Ben not being here and Francis wrecking out, TK could have been able to maybe take 5th away in the standings, but he's gonna finish 7th no matter what. Here comes Jonathan Cox into the pit lane. He's pushing the pit entry. He will make it a pit speed easily. So Hector's just gone purple in Sector 3. Now Hector's task is to pull 5 seconds on TK. With this undercut, Hector could easily do this. Unless TK's going to go 18 laps on his intermediates. Neil hanging tough in fourth. Just trying to finish and bring it home. Even if Jonathan were to have trouble and not finish, Neil cannot take away third in the standings. Yeah, all Jacob has to do is finish this race, and he will go from 29 to 20th in the standings.
Stonks. Oh, well, you're not gonna do it that way.
And TK in the pit lane now. Hector has set a 1:16.3, and he's gonna gap TK.
You
Big
got that
time here in the
pen?
pit exit. And Jonathan Cox will pass TK as well. This is big. TK's now over 5 seconds behind Hector. And Dale, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
I know this may be stonks for you, but don't get yourself disqualified. Alright. Oh shoot, he's about to get lapped by Neil.
So here's the battle for second again. This is Jonathan ahead of TK. Both of them need to gain time if they're going to stay within the 5 seconds of Hector's penalty.
I took wing damage on pit exit. Shut.
So Jonathan Cox drives away up to a 1.3 second advantage. And
I have
gaining.
wing damage.
TK struggling with the wounded front of the Ferrari.
Oh my god.
And Jacob has crashed out. He
And
will not
man,
get
there
his
go your
easy
points. No stonks. No. No.
No, he did not.
He had to make it. He had to make it. Yeah. He what?
Psych.
So now, at the moment, Ferrari is 2 laps away
Have
from
fun.
locking up the Constructors' Championship, because all they have to do is make 90%. If Ferrari makes 90%, the Constructors' title is over. And Hector's driven away with his 5.8 second advantage. TK
Fucking
a
stupid
second and a
wing
half
damage,
behind
man.
Jonathan on his wounded Ferrari. And Neil just having the time of his life, working his way through the S's. Through the Senna S. Jesse says, oh shoot, the DNFs. Yeah, there's a lot. Medium traction control at interlock.
Turn that off, holy fuck.
Yeah, that shit's annoying.
How, bro? Where's okay? Oh, I mean, yep.
Not that it matters, but
Well, if it cooks their tires, they might be forced to box in like lap 17.
No, I have wing damage.
He's not close enough. But need to work our way around Interlagos, and Ferrari is just half a lap away from locking up the Constructors' Championship. They just need one driver to start lap 16.
What if I just DNF right the fuck now? And just ruined your day?
Well, TK still exists.
Yeah, TK still thinks.
Yeah, but Neil and John Cox exist, so...
Oh.
I don't understand what's happening.
I mean, how many penalty points are they gonna get? Now
Too
we're
late.
talking, huh?
Alright, sorry.
What are penalty points gonna do in the final race?
I don't have any, so...
Well, it doesn't matter. That's all I was saying. But anyway, both Ferrari drivers have started lap 16, which means they have made 90%, and Ferrari, and all the drivers who contributed points this season in Ferrari.
Mainly Troy and I.
Congratulations. Y'all are Constructors' Championships champions. Oh goodness. Hector and his contributions today definitely sealed the deal. Caden with his 1 point earlier this season at Silverstone.
The real GOAT.
My 8 points last week at Singapore, they went a long way.
Yeah, facts. Emerson carried Ferrari.
Honestly, I don't know. Y'all would never have won this championship without me.
Okay, Jeremy, no. Jeremy.
For sure, Troy and TK have done a lot of work this season, and they combined before coming into this race. What are we looking at? 382 points coming into today's race.
Why? I'll have the MLB. Oh, it's okay. So did I. I failed Francis too.
Many things as an AlphaTauri get my cut. La Ferrari get my cut.
The motor. The motor's burning.
I don't know what's going on.
See, get my cut. I just realized I forgot to take my watch off.
Oh.
Oh, the drip, man. It was raining. Extra drip. Oh,
Chip
goodness.
Ganassi, not Drip Ganassi.
So Hector is...
The track is dry.
Yeah, Deanna.
Yeah, it
Yep,
is.
it is stopped
Dearest
raining.
Neil,
His
box
Hec
for
is
softs.
1 lap away from his third.
Well, TK, you can do
win
whatever
on the
Jonathan
season.
does, but do as you please. It's literally the last lap.
I'm gonna just chill.
Hector
Jonathan
will
stays
enter
out.
16 races this season, and only 3 did he not win. 2 of those 3 were podiums. He finished 4th at Abu Dhabi, and that is wild. Winner at Monaco, Austria, China, Mexico. Sorry, Japan, and then Canada. In Mexico, Hungary, Australia, Austin, France, Bahrain, Baku, and with a sector and a half to go, working his way up into turn number 10. One last braking zone on the Extreme World Racing League Formula 1 Series. Into turn 12. Living life in the Ferrari. 13 wins on the season. Already locked up the championship last week. But
Somebody's meeting
Hector
Mike.
will win for the 13th time this season here at Brazil. Helping Ferrari get to their goal of the Constructors title this season. Jonathan Cox will come home in second. TK
Yeah.
crash a
I like
car
that
across
ending,
the line
TK.
in third. And Neil will finish the race in a solid fourth position. I will say, it ended on a little bit of a low note. How many purple?
Oh,
sector
Bowman won the
two?
race. Bowman won the race. Let's go.
A purple sector 2 for Neil. Is he gonna steal fastest lap at the end?
He took it.
Did he just get the fast? I think Neil
He
just
did.
took fastest lap.
He did.
Wow.
Yeah, he's on dry tires.
Okay, yeah, he's on sauce. Driver of the day, Hector.
Chikamaka!
Well, there it is. And the point standings, the drivers' points have been updated. About to do constructors. There's your podium. Wow.
Cool, guys. I'm out.
Are you headed out?
Done. Well done, Hector. Yeah. Well done.
Yep.
And
Okay.
some donuts.
See you, Emerson.
Amen. Yeah. See you, man.
Good.
There's the final results. Neil with his fastest lap there at the end. The official tally at the end of the season for constructors, 49 points to Ferrari's name. Hector will win the title by 92 points over Troy. We're going to get post-race interviews going here. Just a
Peace, Jeremy.
crazy race. Let's, actually, if Neil, did Neil already leave? Neil's still here.
Hey.
If Neil could stick around, that'd be great.
Oh, I think he's gone.
Oh man.
Yeah, Neil's gone.
Man. Alright. Alright. Gotta join the party. Hello, can you join? There you go. We're working on it. Alright, so one of these nights my phone will load in. But for sure we will alright, now the phone loaded. We'll talk to TK first. TK, I know you said you got wing damage on that pit exit, but
Buzzkill. Straight up buzzkill.
man oh man. So when Hector came into the pit lane on lap 9, were you bothered by that? Did you know you know, what kind of an advantage he was going to be able to get with that, or what were you thinking when he came in?
I really resent myself for not going the whole race. I was thinking about it, but I just sent it because I watched Hector pit. I could have probably held it, knowing that he had that penalty, but who knows? I didn't want to risk a puncture.
Absolutely. So the start, you got off the line really well. You got to the inside of Jonathan and took the lead pretty much into turn 1. What you make of that? And then the pressure that came from behind with Jonathan, and then later in that sit with Hector.
I didn't really pay attention to behind me. I was just cruising. Like, obviously the pit stops thing that kind of had me rattled, but other than that, it was alright. I don't know. I learned at Canada. Like, well, the same thing happened at Canada. Like, I started second, Hector started first. I passed him, and then I let the pressure get to me. Where here, I didn't really let it get to me. I just driver error.
Right on. And constructors champions. I know you and Troy put in a lot of work this season. You got 34 points from other sources. But no, talk about it. You still, even without that, you still would have clinched the title. Nonetheless, what can you say about the body of work that was this season, and how y'all were able to pull through?
For my first full season as an F1 driver in EWRL, to win a constructor's title is pretty cool. I don't know, Troy and I are buddies in another league, and I don't know, we figured why not bring it here, and it just so happened to work.
Absolutely. There's points I know. I mean, it looked like y'all kind of got off to a rocky start. You know, with Renault, when they were the powerhouse for the few weeks that they were, y'all had to work your way up there. So then, it was kind of a battle there at the beginning of the season, and then once the, I guess, pendulum swung in y'all's favor when you two got together, and Hector, I guess, took his vacation. The momentum went to Ferrari's favor. What was, I guess, the mindset once you paired up, and did you think you were going to be able to close the gap and get to that point?
I don't know, like, there's a lot of unforeseen circumstances, like, obviously, Hector and Pillars walking away, Droftos not racing the whole season. Like, this whole season could have been different, like, if Useless was here the whole season. Like, I don't know, it's just, I guess everything kind of worked out in our favor, which is shitty, because I would have rather raced against everybody all season long.
Yeah, I get that. Things
like,
happen.
yeah, Troy and I won the title, but it doesn't feel like a legit title, you know, because we didn't race everybody every week, you know.
I get that. At the same time, things happen, and it's out of no one's control.
Yeah.
I still say the body of work as a whole was a legitimate title to my standards. Nonetheless, congratulations.
Thanks.
What's next?
Focus on ALR and getting better like I want. I want a simulator. And I want to buy a good wheel, and I don't know, I want to grind to get faster.
Absolutely. You're not on wheel
so
yet?
I can keep up with the likes of like the Hectors, the Pillars, and then like when I go over to ALR, like we have the Emersons and the Knowlesies and all them guys, you know.
Right. If you haven't made the switch to the wheel yet, I think you're at a very good spot to do that. With the pace you show, the consistency you show, I think you are definitely very capable of making a successful switch to the wheel. Just understand, it's definitely going to take a little bit to get used to, but I'm sure you already figured that. And
significant learning curve, but yeah, I'll figure it out eventually. Take some time.
Absolutely. Well, once again, congratulations. Thank you, for being a huge part of this. And I know we met back HGR on, what was it, Heat 2 or something. That was a time. But
Heat 1.
Heat 1. Was it Heat 1? Wow. Yeah. I never did I ever in that I all I did was yell back in the yelling that I did. Maybe at you too. I remembered Atlanta vividly for some reason. I think maybe you won it or something. I remember that vividly. Never did I think you'd be an F1 driver in my series. I know you didn't get the job done for a victory, but be fast and be consistent and be a podium finisher as many times as you were. So congratulations to that, and thank you for being here.
No problem.
Absolutely. We didn't get to last week, and absolutely, with the win today, many reasons too, but heck, the 13 wins on the season. How do you feel? 16 starts, 13 wins.
It is what it is. Just like TK was saying, we didn't have somebody like Droftus, not somebody like Pillars to keep me on my toes. So, like, they had a couple of races last season. Pillars mostly did the season in 2019. But, I think it should go, it should be at least mentioned. And, I definitely agree with the sentiments that TK did mention. So, yeah, but for one reason or another, they can't race. So, it is what it is. We show up to race with whoever's here. So, we gotta take what's there. Just gotta realize what's going on in the circumstances, and if they can't race, they can't race. But if they can, that'd be a lot better. Keeps people like me on my toes. But, I'm definitely not. I definitely don't feel 10/10ths in this game. So,
I get that. I completely do. I will say, the league itself, I don't think at this point know how I really have it structured, even through the 112 Grand Prix we've done now. because I mean we've ran as a league 383 races, but it's really been just a friend thing, and then it kind of grew on NASCAR a little bit, faded back to just a friend thing, made the transition to PS4, and it was just friends on F1. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm finally gonna take it to the Facebook groups out there and find who I can find, and did advertising. I found drivers like you and others to come, and I didn't really know where I was planning to go with that. To me, it was we're just adding more friends to the friend group, and the competitive side of the league, there really wasn't one. The parks would show up and they would dominate, and that would be it.
Yeah,
But,
it came to end that.
But as we grew the past couple seasons, I think the competitiveness definitely came up, along with the grid sizes. I think, of course, from 8 to 20 drivers, there's going to be some, more competition throughout the field. But I didn't really have a vision or I guess a goal in terms of where this league was going to go. I didn't think it was going to be ultra competitive, or there's going to be tiers or anything like that. But I know that there's leagues like that, and it would be cool. I just didn't think I was ready for it or had the complete interest in doing that. But I appreciate people like you for sticking around and hanging it through this, and then being so enthusiastic about it and wanting to help, because that does mean a lot. And so I appreciate you for that, and then staying the whole time. I know you had your few weeks off, but you need your weeks reset and you came back. So I appreciate you in that regard. And you came and you just dominated the last 2 seasons.
Shoo!
But okay, I appreciate your willingness to be here and to want to make this series better, Hector.
Of course.
I didn't think there was a question in there actually when I asked it.
No. Where are my donuts at, though?
I'll ask a question about the race, though. There was a time it really looked like you were struggling for traction coming out of the Senna S. How bad were the conditions out there with the intermediates?
They really weren't that bad. It was just like any other intermediate condition, really. The main issue was that I was stuck behind 2 cars and at one point 1 car, so it was really annoying. Usually, personally, I prefer the intermediate to the wet conditions, so I was okay with that. It was just more so the fact that I had dirty air to contend with, and the car was just all over the place. I mean, shoot, freaking Francis called me 5 minutes before the race start, so I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing. I just loaded a random setup, and I was like, okay, we're gonna go with this goofball ass setup, and we'll just go with it. And just dirty air mostly. So that's why I went out for the undercut, knowing that these guys would probably do the same thing.
And then you sped. What was I guess your thoughts on that, and I guess your attack of the pit entry?
I think that was just carelessness, foolishness. I didn't really give a shit. I think that's really what it was. But yeah, I just coming into the pits, I knew that I was gonna get a pretty insane undercut. So yeah, I just went in and hounded them down and just did what I knew how to do instead of stay behind them without a pit and just waste my time.
Fair enough. And then Brazil. This track, does it hold anything to you? Or is it just another track on the game?
I think it's more so another track in the game, but I do enjoy Brazil as a circuit. I feel like it's relatively easy to pass, but it's still it's got that old classic feeling. It's still a driver's circuit, and the people who are quick here, they're not quick on the straights. They're quick in Sector 2, so people might not realize it or might not see it as a challenging circuit, but the guys who are quick, you might to you your lap might look clean, but the devil's in the detail, and people don't realize that on this circuit. So, getting the circuit right, if you're really being really serious about it, it's a difficult track because most people don't know where to pay attention to. So,
I appreciate that insight. I like that insight as well because I think to motorsport, a lot of motorsport, can seem easy, but to really be good at it or be fast at it, it really is, the details of, how many hundreds or thousands you can pick up in each little sector or each little corner or any little section. And I think that goes a long way. And I think details like that is a huge reason is why, you were just driving away from everybody else. But, all right, congratulations on the win. Of course, 13 wins. It's crazy. Getting to and past Ben on the F1 all-time wins list. And what's your number? You got to 20. Did you get to 26? Was this your 26th?
Is it?
I just updated the wins list before, so I'll double check that. But as I do that, what's next for you, or what are you continuing, or what's the plan for you?
I don't know. I'm definitely not buying the next game on this console because it's probably going to be straight buns.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
I mean, it's not even like a thing at any leagues or Emerson. It's just like this game already runs like ass. Like the FPS thing is just like I go from PC to PS4 and okay, I've loaded up the same game, but the physics are not the same. I'm driving a different car, the physics are different, and the car reacts way differently. So, yeah, it's either PS5 and high FPS, 120 FPS, or whatever that PS5 is going to give me, or nothing at all. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Do you have a PS5? Were you able to get one, or you still
No,
looking to get one?
I don't know if I'm even going to get one, just because like I'm trying to just remain concentrated on PC, and at the end of the day, I didn't pay $2,000 for my computer to just collect dust, so...
Exactly, my point as well. I did not spend that much, but I need to start looking at upgrading parts on mine. But yeah, you did get to 26, so you tied 3 people on the all-time wins list for the second position. Tyler Camp and Tyler Markle. Okay. So, second overall to Malenko, who just won in everything he drove. So it is. It's like, what do you think of that? That's a huge mark to lead on a 7 years of racing series or league.
Shoot, maybe if I didn't miss those like 6 races and didn't take that hiatus or something, I'd probably be P2 right now.
Right.
Somebody has to come against Malenko, the stat patter of the century.
He really did stat pat. And here's the thing, I don't know if it's going to get too much better on iRacing. I don't think he's going to, flat out dominate, but he's not going to stay at 68 wins, I'm pretty sure. He just got tired of Formula One. He felt the only reason he even got on was just because I made him a steward. I'm like, if you really don't want to be a steward, you don't have to be one. I'll find someone else. I had never found anyone else, so I didn't try. But I would still review stuff. There was a point, there was like 4 or 5 weeks I just didn't get clips, and I just really didn't message the stewards. Because there's not a whole lot to review. I would just kind of watch the races, procedural things, and that would be it. But, yeah. As far as, I don't think he would have even gotten a podium this season, to be quite honest. Just because the field was so stacked. But for sure. I guess I know you said there wasn't like the pillars and Droftus to keep you on your toes. But overall, there's at points I felt like anybody in the top 8, if things go right, could, get a podium or get a win. What did you make of those races?
Yeah, I mean, the only people I could genuinely see a fight with, besides guys like Droftus, guys like Pillars, are probably just like literally only Francis. Like, that's the only person I consider somebody that is gonna probably give me a fight at some point. But the rest of the field, I know it's been like, I'm not I'm not trying to make a dig or anything. It's just like it's just the reality. It's just like I'm just um uh shoot. I lost my train of thought, but what I'm trying to get at is if I've lost to any of them, it's a day that, for one, I definitely wasn't at least 7/10, 8/10 that night, or I've made some tragic mistakes. So that's just that's how I look at it. If I lose to somebody like Pillars or Droptus, I know that I was probably giving 10/10 with them all throughout the race, and anything that lost position to them, it's either small mistakes or just something really minor. Maybe sometimes the details. Like for example, I had a race with them at Spain, and I was fighting with them, and my front end was getting way too hot. I had a little bit of tire pressures, and the front left was completely dead in the first stint. So I was trying to fight them, but it wasn't working. Just because of that setup that I had, it wasn't right. So yeah, it's paying attention to tiny details when I'm fighting with guys like Pillars and Droptus. When I'm usually 10/10 with them, but anybody else, it's losing to anybody else is more of a I definitely wasn't awake driving, so to speak, and I've made probably a bigger mistake than a setup tweak. Like I'm able to drive around a setup tweak. So,
Well, one more question. In your entire time, in your 36 F1 starts in the series, you only had one DNF, and that wasn't even out in your control. It was when you had the massive glitch at Spain last season. So, to you, in your 36 starts, you never had a crash DNF. What did you, or what? Why do you think that is, or what? Why? I guess.
I think I owe that to just like experience, consistency, knowing where to place the car and how to drive the car. So, like, goes back to me driving against Droptus and Pillars. Like, if I've gone off or made a mistake, it's probably because it's like a tiny error. But I'm not always going to push every single lap and give it 11 out of 10, so to speak. I'm not going to do that because it's risking the car, and at the same time, you're also putting yourself at risk for warnings or penalties, and that's just not necessary. Especially when you're trying to make a consistent season rather than just like a 5-lap lobby. So, yeah, I just put that stuff down to consistency and experience and knowing where to put my car and just picking what battles are my battles. So I'm not gonna fight with something stupid if I know I can just do this the next lap or the next corner or the next area straight, because there's no need to risk it. And I think that's something that a lot of drivers in this league particularly need to learn is knowing how to pick a battle, knowing where to put the car, picking their battles the right way. And instead of just going for sketchy moves and weird corners, you measure out what you want to do, and you realize where you're quicker than the next guy, or things of that nature. Just making sure you get the move done. So
Fair enough. Once again, I mean, a great body of work in your 36 F1 starts. The one, glitch DNF at Spain and 26 wins. That's quite a percentage there. I'll do it right now. But anyway, back-to-back championships, a great run. Appreciate, what you did. 72% of the races you entered, you won. That's crazy.
stonks.
Stonks. Yeah, once again, congratulations. Thank you for what you do.
GG Hector.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So he lost 10 races and one of them was a DNF?
Yes.
Yeah.
6 of them being no-shows.
He finished, so he finished behind me 3 times. I beat him 3 times.
I did not count your no-shows.
Oh, okay.
I beat him 3 times out of the 10 races he didn't win.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's our season 3 champ talking.
You
Well-
know how many days it took me to make this potato salad? 3 days.
Alright.
And I finished second to Francis 3 times this season.
Oh yeah, all of Francis's wins. Ben was second. Alright, many things. I have to ask, what in the world happened off of turn number 3?
I gave it too much power on the exit of turn 1 / entry of turn 2. Made me veer a little wide onto the curb that was turn 3. Managed to get off the curb, but it put the car at an awkward position where it was just a bit of a balancing act between keeping the car under control or losing the rear end of the car. But I avoided momentarily losing the rear of the car by just overcorrecting a little bit, which was okay because it put me to the right-hand side of the circuit, which is where you go for the exit of turn 3. Well, then I touched the curb there, and that's what sent the car. And yeah, I went straight into the barrier that was right by the pit exit. I got the car corrected to go straight, but it managed to hit the wall directly along the left side, and it took off the front left tire. And that was my race over before it really even began. And then I collected Francis, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I don't even know what happened there. Yeah.
So this season, not a single podium, but 3 4th place finishes, 3 5th place finishes,
And not
and
a single
several
TK dive bomb besides Hungary.
Yeah.
Me when I think about Hungry.
We know.
I don't know why you're celebrating that.
Hey, many things. Let's go into Hungry right now. Let me get my revenge.
Alright.
Oh yeah, race 1, last of season 4. Many things just barrels into turn 3 and like end Hector's any chance of winning that race.
It was turn 1.
Yeah, dude, I've had like a couple of leagues where I have a shot at winning on debut, and every single time some shit goes wrong.
Well, I'm glad to be
But
the
many
reason for one of them, but
You know what? Many
Well,
things
the
I've been fucking had it.
fact of the matter is, many things. If you would have made qualifying that day, you wouldn't have been.
yeah. I probably wouldn't have been on the podium at all, too. I don't know, everything went right for me that one day. Too bad I couldn't get a second podium, but
But what do you make of this season? I know it's very tough with the I guess competition going up another level, but your complete body of work this season, what do you make of it?
I feel like I did a really good. This was miles better than my season 4, in terms of consistency. Because I would have
Absolutely.
some really good races, but then they would be followed by lows of very minuscule points scoring races, or even no points scored for a couple of races. I'm very glad I managed to work on my consistency. Apart from this last, the last 5 races of the season completely ruined my spell of consistency. But if you look back on races 1 through 17, I only had a no score in one of them. So
Imagine having a no points day.
yeah. Let's see.
Oh, straight cheeks, kid.
Yeah. But
Kidding. I love you. No homo.
I mean, to finish 8th in the standings with such a competitive grid this season, I'll take that.
Fair enough. But what's next for many things then?
I might be looking to find maybe another league, because as of now that we finished EWRL, I'm not racing in a single league at the moment now.